The style of my brand, silly, sustainable, and sexy. My name is Conner Ives. I am a fashion designer and I am based here in North London. I think I would describe myself as psychotic, maybe. I think you have to be a little bit crazy to work in this industry. I grew up in Bedford, New York, in the suburbs of New York City. I love it there. My studio is in Seven Sisters, Tottenham specifically. I needed a place that had some character. My studio is actually also my house. The entire upstairs is our studio. That's where we spend every second of every day. If I were to describe our process, my assistant and I go up to the north of England, buy t-shirts, cycling tops, anything that we're using as raw material for the collection. We'll buy them in bulk. We'll get everything in the studio. We'll process it. We'll sort it by size. And then it becomes this crazy game of making compositions. We'll take t-shirts and we'll almost like a puzzle, put them together.
It's so close.
It sounds like a very easy process when you say it like that, but this is, weeks and weeks and weeks of toiling. I think my interest in fashion, the big tipping point was realizing that dressing up my stuffed animals was actually a full-time job and something that I didn't have to hide. At the time I was under the impression that, boys aren't into fashion, boys don't like dresses, and I was into fashion and I love dresses.
I love
See,
it.
just validation. Thank you.
One of my favorite things in the collection has to be the t-shirt dresses. Just because of the essence behind the piece. Basically, the style will always remain the same, but depending on the composition of the t-shirts, each person gets an entirely unique composition. And I love this fusion kind of between something that is so mundane, like a t-shirt dress, and almost this concept of demi-couture, or designing for a client. So I think that that's really one of the things that makes us unique.
I would love people to feel a sense of pride in these clothes. On all the hang tags on our labels, we printed things of quality, have no fear of time.
This base jersey that you see is from a roll of fabric, but then every color value on the t-shirt dress is a different vintage t-shirt. We're just always looking for new ways to kind of, expand our world and reinvent our processes. So this kind of felt like a natural progression of sorts.
For me, I'm most confident when I want to be around myself. And I think that that's such a telling thing, especially working in an industry like fashion that is so social. Wow, I have to give advice to my future self. I am so afraid of one day kind of icing over. I think that would be my biggest fear. And I think also what I would say, don't lose this, I think everyone has a plan of what they're gonna do. I am so inspired by American lifestyle designers. Ralph Lauren, Calvin Klein, Donna Karan. Distribution of an idea, a concept. I don't know if I'll get there in 5 years, but yes, I would love for that to happen.